Hi kids, welcome back. Feels like I haven't seen you in 100 million years. I hope you're having a great day. We're right at the end of the school year. Show some grit, determination. Let's finish out strong. Today's lesson is way too good to take lightly, so enjoy, kids. Today we're going to be talking about the Maya. Today is actually our last day speaking about them. We talked about them for the last couple of days. The Mayan was an amazing civilization which existed before Europeans and people living in the Americas ever had contact. The Mayans never saw Christopher Columbus. In fact, they disappeared before Columbus ever sailed across the ocean blue. Even to today, historians question this question. What on earth actually happened to the Maya? We have all this evidence that the Maya did indeed exist. I'll show you some of that in a couple minutes here. But historians still have no idea what actually happened to this. This is one of those things where if you turn on the History Channel at about 2:30 in the morning and watch, I am positive that you'll see some weird TV show about the aliens that came and abducted the Maya. Today we're going to look, what do historians have to say about what happened to the Maya? But kids, before we get into that, I need to introduce you to this city called Copan. The city of Copan was located in what today is known as Guatemala, and this was one of the most successful Mayan cities to date. Now, for 100 years, the Maya were thriving. As we looked at the last couple of days, they've developed a hieroglyphic writing system. They came up with a numbering system. They were the first people to ever come up with the idea of zero as a number. And they were the ones who came up with the 365-day calendar. If you've ever gone to Mexico and seen a nice circular thing with a face on it, that is actually a replica of what the Mayan calendars originally looked like. So the Maya seemed unstoppable. They had beautiful temples. They worshipped a bunch of gods. They were what is called polytheistic. Monotheistic is the belief in one god. Polytheistic is the belief in many gods. And straight up, the Maya were dominating Mesoamerica. They were the #1 civilization there. This is what the city of Copan looked like. This is an artist's rendition because they didn't have photographs or anything like that. But this is what the city more or less looked like. They had rivers, they had fields, they had trees. You can see that they had these temples here. Some really cool stuff happened at the top of these temples, which we'll talk about later. They had ball courts, just like Miss Churchian taught you about yesterday, where they would go and play pocket talk. There was villages out here. There was people. Everything was going great. And then one day, literally, on the historical record, the city of Copan goes from this to this. And I'm not joking. Seemingly, everybody in the city of Copan disappeared. Now, I always have a kid. Mr. Huntsinger, Mr. Huntsinger. They all died. They were killed, weren't they? Well, no, they weren't, because if they were all killed, archaeologists and historians would find a bunch of skeletons laying all over the place. That is why the mystery of Copan is so compelling. They didn't find all that many skeletons. If all of these people died, there would be skeletons all over the place, but there really weren't very many skeletons. This is where the theory of UFOs coming and abducting them comes from, because really, this entire city went from that to that, like that. So today, what you guys are going to do is you are going to put your thinking caps on. Because kids, this is probably the hardest lesson that I'll have you do all year. It's very, very, very complex. Some of you are going to do great. Others of you are going to really struggle a lot, because this is a very hard one. You really have to put your mind to this, because historians still don't actually know what happened to the Maya. There is still debate. However, Ms. Cherchian and I, as historians, we have an educated guess. We have a very good hypothesis as to what happened to the Mayan civilization. So what you're going to see today is, can you actually come up with the answer that Ms. Cherchian and I believe has happened? Put your thinking caps on this one. If you want to call up your friends about it and try and figure out the right answers, go for it, because this one is hard. But I think by the time you make it to the end, you will enjoy it. I love you, kids. I'll see you tomorrow.